Hi and welcome to a new text-off episode on my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to build in a flight controller sideways in your quad. The reason why you need to install it sideways sometimes is, for example, like you can see it on this all-in-one unit, the USB port is on the front if you install it just in the regular direction. The problem is that you can't access USB port if it's in front of your quad, because normally you have a camera in front of your quad. There is no access on the USB if you install it the regular way. So you have to turn it 90 degrees left or 90 degrees right. And today I'm going to show you an easy way how you can do all the setup on Betaflight if you still want the clean wiring, so every corner has the right motor soldered to the all-in-one unit. The inspiration for this video is from a video from Tommy, a well-known member from Rotor Riot. So thanks to Tommy for your inspiration. He tried to explain with some tools how you should wire up in a clean way your 4 ESCs in case of turning around the FC in any kind of position. And I just tried to build something new that makes it even easier than in Tommy's video. I will link up the video from Tommy at the end of my video, just so you can compare the two solutions, and any comments are welcome, what you like more. To explain you all about the positions of the flight controller, I just used this Furious FPV 14 F4 flight controller just to show you all the positions and what's happening if you change it. Every flight controller has an arrow on the top side of the FC, so you can see which position is the normal built-in position. So if this is the flight direction of your quad, the arrow has to show in the direction of the nose of the quad. Like this is the regular installation position, and like this you don't have to reprogram anything. So what happens if you turn your FC 90 degrees around, and that's meaning your position is turning 90 degrees, 100 degrees or 90 degrees clockwise. This one is 90 degrees counterclockwise. And the solder positions for your ESCs, in this case, they spin to another position. So if you want to solder the easy way, you have to solder across all the cables, and in strange positions you don't have a clean cable setup. Clean cable setup, in my opinion, means that ESC is always at the same corner of the quad like the motor is. You don't have to go from this motor to this corner of the FC or to this one or whatever. The front left motor goes to front left solder points and so on. So if we want to spin around the FC in 90 degrees or 180 degrees or whatever, counterclockwise or clockwise, we have to do two changes in Betaflight, and I will show you now what we have to do to make the quad flying right. The FC is connected to Betaflight. I just show you what I use as software. Betaflight configurator is 10.2.0 and firmware of my flight controller is 3.3.0. Now what you have to do is go to CLI. We have to check what's the setup of the ESC's two motor positions. So we found these informations all in the resource, so we have to type in resource like this, enter, and then we're here, and then you have to scroll up, and as you can see we are already there. So you can see we have resource motor 1, we have the resource B00, then we have resource motor 2, B01, we have motor 3, A03, we have motor 4 at A02. These are the regular positions. That means if your FC looks in the regular flight position, this is forward, to the arrow of the FC shows in the flight direction of your quad. This is the correct setup you need. and what we have to do now is to change these positions. And for this I built a tool to make these changes of the sources from motor to the FC much easier. So this is my tool I've set up to make the setup of the FC much easier, or the setup in Betaflight. What you can see here is the quad. The quad is the white part of the tool. We have motor 1, motor 2, motor 3 and motor 4. These are the regular positions of the motors. These won't change. And on the black part you can see the FC and the sources we need for positions. Quad nose is always up here, like you can see it, and the silver arrow shows you in which direction the arrow of the FC looks. If we're in regular position, quad of the nose is same position as the arrow of the FC. We have the same resource setup as already saw on Betaflight. That means motor 1 is BOO, motor 2 is BO1, motor 3 is AO3 and motor 4 is AO2. Now what I simply can do is just turn the black part of the tool in the direction I want to turn my FC. So that means if I want to turn it counterclockwise, like it's installed in this quad here, this is regular position is like this, the FC, and I turn it like this, that I have the USB connector on the left side. When I do this, I just need to spin the black part, spin it 90 degrees to the left as I do it with my FC on the quad. And now, as you can see, the resources of the motors all have new numbers. So motor 1 is new on AO3, motor 2 is new on BOO, motor 3 is new on AO2 and motor 4 on BO1. That's a pretty simple tool. You just need some kind of carton, a knife and something like this and just weld it. If we turn it 90 degrees on the right side, and we have again new setup. Motor 1 is BO1, motor 2 is AO2, motor 3 is BOO and motor 4 is AO3. And for sure, same thing if you turn your FC on your 180 degrees, setup is again like you can see it here for the 4 different motors. And like this, it's really easy to change the setting in Betaflight. I just turn it to my 90 degrees left and read what I have to type in for each motor, and after this we're almost good to go. So we're back on Betaflight, and first what you have to do is to free these sources of motor 1 to motor 4, and what we have to do for this, that we have to type in resource, then motor 1, motor 1 and none, and enter. As you can see, then you have motor 1 resource is freed, and you have to do the same thing for all the other motors. Source motor 2, none, enter, resource motor 3, none, enter, resource motor 4, none, enter. And now you can see that all the resources are free. There is no defined resource for the motors. And now what we have to do is just take the tool again and read which motor is which number, and we have to put it in like this. So that means resource motor 1 is new AO3, enter. Then you can see resource is set to AO3, and so on. Resource motor 2, and motor 2 is now BOO, enter. Then resource motor 3, new motor 3 is AO2, enter, and resource motor, motor 4 is new BO1. So now we have set all motors to new resources, and that's the first step you have to do on Betaflight. And very important, after all changes in CLI, always type in save and the command line and push enter, that you really have saved all the settings. Now we're already restarted and we can just check if all the changes are done. So let's go up, and now we can see all the motor are with new resources now. Motor 1 is AO3, motor 2 is BOO, motor 3 is AO2, and motor 4 is BO1. Now the other step is to tell Betaflight that you have changed the orientation of your FC. So we once again we have turned it 90 degrees counterclockwise. So that's what we have to put in on the configuration board. And here we have board and sensor alignment, and on this side we have roll, pitch and yaw degrees. And what you have to do is change this yaw degrees, because we turned 90 degrees counterclockwise yaw axle. So what we have to type in is minus 90 degrees, because counterclockwise means minus and clockwise means plus. So we have to put in minus 90 degrees for yaw, nothing else. Save and reboot, and then reconnect and check if the changes are done. And here we are, we have 90 degrees minus on yaw, and like this you're good to go. And very important, for every change like this, please take off your props, and after all the changes in Betaflight, check if every motor spins in the right direction, if all the setup is correct, if any motor reacts the right way it should. If it spins not the right direction, connect your FC to BL Heli Suite or BL Heli 32 to reverse your motors. What you can also do to reverse your motors, if you don't want to do it with software, just cross 2 of the 3 cables on each motor, which are soldered on the FC, to change the motor direction. But the cleaner way is to go through BL Heli Suite or BL Heli 32, put in reverse or normal, change the motor direction, save all the settings, and then you are really good to go. And like this you should have an easy way to do any position of the flight controller on your quad. Now I'm gonna show you the link for Tommy's video, just to see the comparison. What he also is doing in his video, he shows also if you flip your flight controller upside down. That's what I'm doing not here. I just show you in upside up position in every direction. And a tool like this can be really helpful if you don't want to fight with all these numbers. If you change anything on the position or your FC, just flip it around, read the numbers, put them in Betaflight, and nothing can go wrong. But just make sure, if you build this tool, double check it that all the numbers are right set in, because if you have a wrong tool, then your quad will never fly. So that's all for today. I hope you liked the video, I hope it was helpful. If you like it, give me a thumb up, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, happy flying. Bye bye.